Hello, everybody. We're very happy to have Oliver here today. These are our 25 young, very talented new filmmakers from Switzerland, Germany, France, Italy, and Austria. And we have a lot of questions to you. They have a lot of questions to you. And maybe Christine will introduce a couple of things here.
Yeah, we prepared very well before we met you, and we are very proud and very thrilled that you're here. I want to start off with a question of Markus Mörth, our Austrian participant. He wants to ask you if what would you still like to achieve in your life? What was important to you early on, and what is now important for you?
Who is this?
Markus? Is this person?
No, Marcus. Hi. It's sort of impersonal if you ask the question.
Yeah, I'm just introducing, and then we go on.
Then go answer. I
Yes.
see. Okay. What was important early and what was important late is the question. Yes?
Yeah. And is there anything you want to achieve
yes,
now?
Yes.
Anything you still want to tell?
I think it's a very good question, a profound one, and I could probably talk for 40 minutes about it, but I think the theme will come back around and around because it's about what the purpose of life is for the individual, and the purpose is to live life and to see it as it goes, and to be in the moment, to be prescient, to be as involved in life as you can be. I was given a sense of passion by my mother and my father, and I developed it through a lot of fire. There was divorce, there was war, there was all kinds of nothing outside the ordinary that doesn't happen to people. But certainly because I was who I was, it affected me, and I became very passionate and feverish in a sense. And I think I made 10 films in 10 years, from Salvador in 1985 to Nixon in 1995. It was 10 years of 10 fairly large films. In fact, some of them were huge. So it was exhausting. And part of that was, as a young filmmaker, I got a chance late in life. I mean, I was 38, I think, when I did Platoon. So I knew that the score. I had done a couple of films before, and I had written some. And I felt like this is a chance to really go, take advantage of it. So I really worked very hard. But on the other hand, I burned out a bit. I got very tired and physically wrecked. Then I went back, I slowed down a bit, and I started writing. I wrote a novel. Again, I rewrote a novel, re-edited a novel, to be exact. And I got involved in documentaries and other things. And I tried to pace my life, and I changed my life in many ways. Now I've come back, and I'm working hard. I'm preparing another film. I finished World Trade Center last year. I think I have 3-4 things I really want to do. I mean, I know I have 3 things that I really want to do. I've written 2 of them, and I supervised the writing on another one. So God willing, and destiny willing, I will be able to do that in this changing market, changing climate. I don't feel particularly old, but I feel it in the morning when I wake up. And film is exhausting to make. It's a very tiring process physically. And that's the superficial answer to your question. That's just to give you a rough introduction.
I'd like to state some of your, I would like to read one of your statements of the interview Carl and Nadia did with you in Los Angeles. I feel very strongly that we as filmmakers and artists have a really important position in the front lines of this war, to keep the expression honest, to say things that cannot be said or won't be said. Fight that battle, as Milan Kundera said, of memory against forgetting. What is the responsibility of young filmmakers today?
I don't think in terms of they have a responsibility except to themselves, their conscience. Everyone has their own sense of right and wrong, what's good, what's bad, hopefully we all agree at some collective point where society comes together. But it's up to the individual and the conditions under which they were born to do with what they can, what they want to, what they feel their life is about. So their life is shaped by forces, sometimes out of their control. And how they react to those forces determines the filmmaker. But I do believe that you should start with yourself. I think that's where you end also, is you end with yourself. Start with your own experiences, start with your feelings, get in touch with your own feelings. And the hard thing for me was, because I had written, before I started to film, I was a writer. When I was 19, I was trying to write, and for years I wrote. But only when I came to film, I was 22, 23 years old. And it was very hard to understand that I could take my feelings, which I put easily on paper, and take those same feelings and somehow make them into this thing with other people collaborating, this plastic, elastic medium. To transfer feelings onto celluloid was difficult. It took a few short films for me to begin to understand the process. And I think the best success I had with short films and in film school was to be almost brutally honest with myself and look in the mirror, and that was very hard. Scorsese encouraged that, to film from the gut, from your own feelings. And then I think as you get more and more confident with the medium, you might find yourself, or maybe from the beginning, intersecting with social concerns because you have them. And I think that you can make films that can be very important, not only to yourself but to the world. And by showing yourself honestly, you make a contribution to the world.
Thank you. There was a question by Dominic Müller, which leads us directly into what you just said. How do you find a new story for a film? How do you decide on a new project? Is it your instinct? Is it your interest, your passion, just the project touches you? How do you find your stories?
I think it's the first question that Carl asked a while ago. But basically, I think I said something like curiosity. There's no standard. I operate out of a sense of curiosity, and the curiosity grows and grows, and it becomes, hopefully, if it becomes passion, if it becomes real interest, it develops into story. And hopefully, if it's interesting to me, it will become interesting to the person who watches it. Stay interested, and you become interesting. Is something I'm paraphrasing from Gore Vidal, who said something like that.
I want to open up the field for you and your questions.
Can I see that?
Yes, of course.
Makes my life easier.
This is what they...
Can I just see that one?
Yeah.
Get my answers.
This is just a program brochure.
Oh, it's not in English.
It's in English.
Oh, I thought you got the questions and answers.
No, the questions are here. Carmen, you asked what you like most about filmmaking, what not, and has this changed over the years? Carmen Stadler from Switzerland.
Hello, Carmen. Can I get a spoon?
A spoon?
Yes, I just take that. No,
No,
go ahead, Carmen.
Ein Teelöffel, bitte. Carmen, your question.